Oh, snap! It's another Snap review from the Family Gamers.
How do you feel about a hiking trip? We'll see the sights, buy a few souvenirs, maybe even meet some interesting people.
Well, don't forget, honey, especially with hiking, it's about the journey, not the destination.
Now I'm getting tired just thinking about it. Let's play a game instead. This is a Snap review for Tokaido Duo.
Tokaido Duo is a game for just 2 players by Antoine Bauza, and it's based on the game Tokaido. The box says it's for ages 8 and up, and it takes about 20 to 30 minutes to play. So, Nitra, let's talk about the art in Tokaido Duo.
The art here looks very familiar because it's by the same incredible artist who illustrated Tokaido. The island board has a lot of white space with beautiful iconography and clear paths. There are a couple of kinds of tokens, all of which match the board iconography nicely. The board is a little bit more full than your regular Tokaido, but it's also significantly smaller, so they did a good job still keeping it so simple.
The player boards have subtle patterning behind their depicted characters, and the 3 dice use icons to make it clear which die belongs to which character. There's also these wooden figurines in 3 different shapes for each player, and some cardboard coins.
So what are the mechanics of Tokaido Duo?
Well, this time we're on the island of Shikoku, the smallest of Japan's 4 main islands. Each player controls 3 travelers, an artist, a merchant, and a pilgrim.
The first player rolls all 3 dice and then picks one, the artist die, the merchant die, or the pilgrim die, and moves that figure exactly as many spaces as the die shows.
The second player then picks one of the remaining 2 dice and does that action. Then the first player takes the remaining die and does that action. Now, the second player rolls the dice and gets the first pick. The 2 players go back and forth, and this is the way the game goes until the end.
So what do these 3 different characters do? The pilgrim moves clockwise along the path around the perimeter of the island, with a specific action at each space. Temples and gardens increase a multiplier on the pilgrim player board. Coastal towns grant coins. Hot springs grant a token that lets you use a die twice. And the seashore lets you choose an ongoing bonus effect for one of your 3 characters.
The artist moves between inner areas of the island without ever doubling back during their movement. At their destination, they can either paint, which is revealing paintings on their player board according to how many other characters are around to see them, or they can gift a painting, which actually means removing the next painting from their board if it matches their current location. Every painting removed increases their final score.
The merchant moves along these trade routes. When they stop in a mountain town in the center of the board, they can acquire new wares, pulling tokens from a bag and adding them to their board. When they stop in a coastal town, they can sell a specific type of ware for a specified price. Anytime the merchant has at least 10 coins, they must trade in those 10 coins for a gold slab, which gets placed below their board. And of course, each slab increases how many points the merchant has.
The end of the game is triggered when a pilgrim maxes out one of their multipliers. An artist removes their last painting, or a merchant fills all of their spots for gold slabs. Finish out the current round of dice, then both players add up their victory points to find out whose team has made the more successful journey around the island. So, Nitra, what did we expect from Tokaido Duo?
I really enjoyed the original Tokaido. Even though it's competitive, it's a pretty calming game. You're in it for the journey. Nearly everywhere you stop along the path, you feel like you've accomplished something. I hoped for a similar feel in Tokaido Duo, but I wasn't sure how that can translate into a 2-player only game.
We never really pulled Tokaido out when we were playing a 2-player game, so I was kind of excited to get my hands on Tokaido Duo. Like you, I enjoy the original game because I love the movement mechanics, and I'm the kind of person that could really use the reminder to stop and smell the roses once in a while. Do they have roses in Japan? I don't know. It's just a beautiful adventure, and I was expecting more of the same in a smaller 2-player box. But this game was full of some surprises.
My biggest surprise is that we would each control 3 characters. That felt very different right from the start. But I love that we could mix and match these player boards as long as we both had exactly 1 artist, 1 merchant, and 1 pilgrim. If you look closely at the boards, you can even tell that there's a male and a female version of each of these 3 types.
Tokaido Duo definitely feels a lot more strategic to me. Maybe it's because it's a 2-player game, you're either the winner or the loser, right? But the stakes felt higher to me playing this game. In the original game, Tokaido, a lot of the special sauce was enjoying the journey no matter who won the game. Here, it just doesn't feel that way. I think a big part of that might be that in Tokaido, you can enjoy success and get a lot done without leading the pack. In fact, in some cases, you can get more done by pulling up the rear. In Tokaido Duo, that's not the case. You're always going back and forth no matter what you choose to do. These aren't really problems, and I still like the game, but if you're picking this up expecting that Tokaido serene experience, that's not quite there.
Yeah, Tokaido Duo was not as chill of a game as I expected. You really have to pay attention to what your opponent is doing, and you can't afford to ignore any of your 3 characters.
We recommend Tokaido Duo when you want a 2-player game that has tight competition without feeling super cutthroat. You're not directly competing for the same resources, but you can block the other players from doing the actions they might want.
We're going to rate Tokaido Duo 4 journeys out of 5.
And that's Tokaido Duo in a snap.
And nearly everywhere you stop along the path, you feel like you've accomplished something.